guy called Z1 and Only Gaming, and he had a City series on his channel. He has one now, which is on the PC, and it's all modded. But back when I first started watching his channel, he had a City World on the Xbox 360, and he preferred to build it in the natural texture pack. So I thought, wait a minute, I'll build some cities in the natural texture pack, and I'll see what they look like. So I did a few cities in the natural, and I wanted to see, yo Jamie, I wanted to see how the city would look in the natural texture pack, because it's not something I've ever looked at. And I thought I'd just give it a little look today, because I've never really, I've never really tried anything else. Alright, so I can already see, to start with here, the roads are just ruined in the natural texture pack. I used stone for the roads in the city, and they actually, they look like a different type of stone. So what they should really look like is this. But they don't, because obviously I've changed texture pack. So that's one bad thing. These poles here, these poles are a little bit ruined because of the colour. This path down here, this path actually looks pretty nice, but it looks a bit more medieval than a dirt road for a car to drive down. It doesn't look bad, bearing in mind the tractor looks brilliant. I'll invite you in a moment. The water, as a matter of fact, I actually think I may slightly prefer the water in this texture pack. The bridge looks nice. Definitely can tell the wood more in it. Let's have a look into actual Grovewood itself then, because the road is the letdown, really. The road is the big, the big bad main thing. Of course, the signs don't look the best either. But, it doesn't look too bad. This McDonald's, I guess I like it, but it definitely looks better in the city. The filling garage, again, the filling garage doesn't actually look too bad. That's actually probably the most good looking building what came out of this. The Asda, yeah, the Asda's more grey. That's one disappointing thing. Again, the road is the biggest letdown. Let's go ahead and have a look over at some more little features like the SBSC. The SBSC doesn't look as good in the texture pack, if I'm honest. The vehicles don't look too bad. I mean, better in the city, but this building, because obviously blocks are different in each texture pack, aren't they? Train station, I actually kind of like the train station actually in this texture pack, believe it or not. There actually is something about this train station what looks quite good, so I have to give it to that one. The taxi rank place just looks more or less the same. If I'm strictly honest, I think the taxi rank might just look a little bit better in this texture pack. The Enterprise just more or less looks the same, apart from the black's been changed to grey, which is obviously the letdown. But you could adjust things in here to then make it black, obviously. So so they are letdowns, but they're not too big. Airport's been changed to grey here. Look, that's a little bit of a letdown. This obviously used to be white. Well, it still is. It's not like we're staying in this texture pack. We're just having a look, aren't we? The taxi rank, nothing really too much changed. I actually do kind of prefer this sandstone to the one in the city pack. Again, some of this building's looked better in black. The coach, again looked better in the white. Again, there's improvements. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is go back to our normal texture pack, and then I'm going to invite you, Jamie, because I wasn't staying in the in that texture pack. I was only looking to see what it would look like in there. So we'll go back to our original city building, the way we see the way we see Grovewood. Ah, there we go. Everything's back to normal and refreshed. There we go. Here we go. Let's. Okay, you're invited, and 2 seconds. Alright, yeah, you're in, Jamie. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go right back out of Grovewood and we're going to head back to that highway system, what we've been doing, moving it over to build this service station. Yo, Tom. Can I build something here? Let me come to you. Let me have a think about this. Right, so this wall here is going to obviously extend down here, Jamie. We're going to have a little bit of space behind it. You know, just a little something. You know, separate this building from the next building, or whatever. You know, you want to call it. So that would go there. I'll fill in that grass. So here, what I'm guessing you can do is like, well, what are you looking to build? Oh, trampoline park. Do you mean like one of them big indoor trampoline parks? Is that what you mean? Alright, well, to be honest, I have a better area for you to build that rather than here. Because you sometimes see them in like big warehouse places, you know, like on industrial estates. So I think if you were to build it over here, where I'm heading now, it might be a better place for you. Because, like I say, you do get them more in other areas. So what I reckon is doing it here. It's either here or next to this big brick SBSC. Like, you've got a choice. If you do it here, you've got quite a bit of room to go back and go pretty wide without worrying about getting in the way of anything. You know what I mean? So it's up to you really. You've got 2 spaces, and I think it would suit this area better. But yeah, if you want to do it like in this gap, then you can. You know. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Indoor trampoline park will be good.
Ash, I'm gonna join you now.
Oh, okay.
No,
Alright, you'll probably need an invite.
Yeah, probably.
Because I'm probably appearing offline. Alright, so we're gonna go back out of Grovewood anyway. Because we're gonna be carrying on towards the service station. You know, I've got good plans for this. So what I want to do at the service station is I want to have 2 service stations, one at each side, and then one of them tunnel bridges what cross the highway. And I want to have the main building, which is going to have like a Burger King, a little like store to get like a newspaper, some toilets, maybe like a Costa coffee, and a little arcade. Then just outside of the service station building, we're gonna have the all-time famous Premier Inn, where you can just stay overnight. And then we're gonna have one of them stupidly overpriced petrol stations where they charge like 123.9 or something like that for diesel. I'm sure that's what it was when we went to Blackpool last week on the motorway. So, yeah, definitely a rip-off there. And that's what we're going to do. That is the plan.
It would depend on how much diesel or petrol you're using though.
Yeah, true. But because we have a van, we have to fill up quite a bit. It's a big it's a big tank and or tranny, so you know. But yeah.
When are you building your runway for the airport, or have you built it?
No, I ain't done that yet. I'm doing that soon. I'm actually doing that pretty soon.
Yeah, the car park looks sick as well. Ash, do you know where you've done these train tracks crossing over the road?
Oh yeah.
1 second, I'm just gonna put my hood back on.
Oh yeah, I think you said about turning this to stone, didn't you? The road colour.
Cause that's what it would normally be.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. The more
I'll do it for you now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just be careful about the anvils dropping. And if you're feeling the destruction mood, there's like an old car thing here, what somebody built halfway on the train track.
Oh yeah, I'll just dig under that.
And that car can go, because I don't really like it, and I want to put barriers there anyway. So.
Oh, yeah. And then why don't you build like a train or a tram, whichever one it is?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna build a train now.
Going across it.
To be fair. So yeah. Okay. So yeah, we have planned. Well, Grovewood in this map, guys. Like the whole point of this map isn't just to build Grovewood. The point of the map is it's going to be a map with Grovewood as the main town, which is gonna have be like the Blackpool styled thing. So you know, like like seaside shops and then houses, and then the remainder of it is meant to be countryside. And then what I want to do is build some little like villages outside, you know, rather than just like going to one place and build using like the whole map just to build one city. We can actually go ahead and like have some little towns on the outside, which you'll
like
be
outskirts.
Yeah, like little outskirt villages off of the highway, you know. And I think that'd be good, you know. Like it gives like people somewhere to travel on the map as well, rather than just looking at one place. So you know, I think that'll be quite decent, if I'm honest with you. And I saw the most weirdest video ever the other day, guys. Right, so basically there was a guy in his house with a friend, and his girlfriend was sat on the sofa, right, and his girlfriend fell to sleep, but she had a cigarette in her hand, and the bloke had a 2-2 rifle in his house, and he was aiming it, trying to shoot the fag ash off the cigarette. So he's there aiming it while recording this video. His hand slips and he ends up shooting his girlfriend in the hand with the gun, and she just wakes up and there's just blood pouring everywhere from her hand. Like, how stupid would you be to shoot a gun in the house and try and shoot fag ash out of your girlfriend's hand? Like obviously, like, that's just, it's more easy to shoot his girlfriend's hand than it is to actually hit the fag ash. And you know what I mean? Like some people just honestly, why would you even think to do that? I can't honestly, like, I mean, I'll admit it was pretty funny to watch, but it's not something I'd do. I wouldn't shoot somebody in the hand trying to get fag ash. But the thing is when he actually shot her in the hand, he didn't even panic. He just started giggling and then went, oh shit. Like, he didn't panic or attempt to call an ambulance. He was more interested in getting the camera closer to show what's happened to her hand, and just giggling away like, oh shit. Oh shit, ha ha ha. Like, honestly, I don't get how you could do that. It's weird. Shooting your girlfriend's hand. Well, I mean, shooting a gun in the house in the first place. Let alone shooting somebody's hand, you know, or trying to shoot cigarette ash. But, I mean, I guess if that's what people want to do, then if they're daft enough to do it, then that's up to them, isn't it? Not something I'd do. But you often see stupid videos on Facebook where people do like daft stuff like that. So, you know, each to their own. So guys, tomorrow is the biggest event of the year for Remix. Remix is celebrating its first birthday, and it is basically Special D and Club Filler are going to Brid. Obviously I'm attending, vlogging it for you guys for the weekend as part of the next Clubbing Year episode, whatever you want to call it, episode. And it should, well, it's going to be huge, that's all I can say. It's going to probably be the biggest one they've done so far this year. And it's going to, like, obviously celebrating a year of doing remix events is obviously going to, like, you know, be pretty massive since they started doing these remix nights and stuff like that. So it's gonna go down pretty big, if you ask me. And I actually, like, right now, I can't think of anything else. I'm so excited. And I messaged Cayman Kinder yesterday who's going to be playing. He's actually DJing there, so you know the guy who originally DJ'd at Too Funky, then I kind of got friendly with him after he DJ'd at Too Funky. Well, I'll tell you the story actually. What happened is he was on the list to play at Too Funky. I had no clue who he was, where he came from, where he lived. I had no clue that he was like 16 years old. And anyway, the actual DJ himself came and kinda posted in the event page for Too Funky, and he did like a little 4-minute teaser of the beginning of the mix he's going to be doing at Too Funky. So I was going to the event, so I thought, you know, I'll give it a listen. I gave it a listen, and I thought, hey, you know what, it's actually a pretty decent mix. So I shared it to Facebook, you know, and said, you know, decent mix, and he commented back and said, cheers mate. So I thought, oh mate, if he's like some big DJ, I wonder if I can add him as a friend on Facebook. So I clicked on his Facebook profile, and it turns out he's only like a young 16-year-old lad, and he's got quite a few mutual friends, like friends who I already have on Facebook. So I thought, oh right, sick, as if they're actually getting somebody as young as him playing. So I searched into him a bit more and listened to some of his mixes, and then on the night, you know, he recognised me from sharing the mix, and I think he had a picture with me, if I'm honest. I honestly can't remember, but then from like there on, we've just talked a bit more over Facebook, and now he's part of the Clubbing Year series, and he films our behind the scenes. So if you want to see more about how the DJing nights work, like how he's mixing in the drops and what it's actually like on the stage, he actually takes my camera and goes on stage. And I messaged him yesterday because he's playing his first remix, which this is huge, guys. He's playing on the same stage that 2 worldwide famous DJs are playing on just a couple of hours after him. Bearing in mind he's like 16 years old, I think. He's only young anyway. So for him to get the chance to do that is pretty massive. So I messaged him and said, you know, 48 hours away, are you ready? And he was absolutely buzzing. He was going through his playlist there and then. Like, as I was messaging him, he was going through his playlist to get his songs ready for when he goes on set. So the confirmed time is, he starts at 9, which is when the club opens, when the night starts. He plays through until 10:30, so he's doing like an hour and a half set, and then I'm not sure when the other DJs come on, but usually at Remix, Danny Williams, he's the guy who like organises them, sometimes does a bit of DJing at them. He'll probably go on the stage and talk through the mic and explain like, yes, we're going to be having the local DJ such and such coming on next, and then at such and such a time we'll have specialty, then followed by club filler at such and such a time, you know what I mean? So I messaged him to see if he was ready, and he's ready, but he's also nervous, but at the same time he is ready, which is obviously what you like to hear, that he's ready. We're also filming the push bikes tomorrow. They're having a push bike race come through Yorkshire, so that's going to be good. And then I think I'm actually going to a circus as well. There's a circus what's coming to town, and at first I kind of thought, you know, yeah, I'll go to a circus, and now the more I think about it, I'm not too sure if I want to go, but I've kind of already said I'll go. So if it's anything interesting, I might film it if I end up going to the circus. I might just take a couple of videos in the circus shows. I have been to a circus before. I've been to a few circuses. Not for a few years, not since I was young. but I have been to circuses before. We're mainly going to take my little sister actually, but I thought, yeah, you know what, I'll come along for the ride. So it might actually turn out to be a decent circus show. You never know. You never know whether it's going to be good or not. It's like them big tents what just come over for the weekend, and you know they have like different set times when they run the circus show. So I don't know what exactly is going to go down. You know. But yeah, it was you know, something to try out, I guess. So it's going to be a big vlogging day for me tomorrow, as I'm filming the push bikes, filming the circus maybe. Bearing in mind I've got to get this all off of my camera and onto my laptop to be uploaded before Remix at 9. Because Remix is such a big night, there's going to be like 20, maybe even 30 videos taken on the camera for Remix. So I need to make sure that I have all the space available for Remix. Bearing in mind I'm going out for a coffee somewhere after the push bikes come through. Then I'm going to the circus at like the show at 5. So hopefully when I come back from the coffee or the beer in the pub after we've watched the bikes before the circus, hopefully I can get the push bike video off of the camera and ready for the circus show, and then hopefully when the circus show finishes before the Remix event starts, hopefully I've got time to get the circus video off of the camera and onto the laptop in time and get it uploaded. But we're just going to have to see what goes down. It might be proven to be worse than better. But the whole point of tomorrow is for the camera. I want to do it to vlog it for YouTube. I mean, don't get me wrong, it will be interesting to see the push bikes come through, but I'm thinking more for something for the channel, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not, but, you know, I want to go somewhere good to watch so I can get a good video, not just so I can get a good view and watch them and enjoy them come through. It's all about the video for me. It's all about standing there and getting a good shot of them coming through and vlogging the whole thing, filming the whole sort of event, if you like, which hopefully, you know, will go down good. And then same with the circus. It's more filming the circus than actually watching the circus, because I want to give something good for the channel, you know, and I think it might be something interesting. I think it might be something upon another level. But we'll do, like I say, we'll just have to honestly see what goes down. But let's have a look at this trampoline in place. So we have a car park. Wait. Oh yeah, no, he knows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Hey, you know. The only thing is I'd maybe make the building a bit bigger, but we'll see. What is this? This is Grovewood. This is like a trampoline in place. You know, like where you go indoor trampolining. This is Grovewood City, guys. This is Grovewood City. And that looks tons better. I'm just going to say that now, wherever Tommy is. I think he's going to start to do the other one. But what you did with that other level crossing looks sick. You so good. Ah, cheers. Yeah, we have the roundabout and everything. Yeah, I do like it. It like when you don't see it in stone, like when the old stuff was there, you don't realise how good it looks in stone, like how much better it looks now. But then when you actually see it, you actually realise actually how much better it does look. How it makes an impact on it, you know? How long this take? Not that long, to be fair. I've been working on this now just over a month, to be honest with you. I have another city world, an old city world, which I spent over a year on, but then there was some errors. Like it was a good map, but it started lacking on detail, and it wasn't looking as good as it did when I first started it. Um, and like, cause my building like skills change all the time, if that makes sense. So things I thought looked good when I started that last city, when I looked back at them, didn't really necessarily look good to me now, if that makes sense. And there was a person called Noob Killer who helped me start my last city, and I went for tea like when it first started, and I thought, you know what, I'll leave him in the party in the game to build, and he tried to do one of my intersections, like crossings with traffic lights, and he made a massive footpath error, where the footpath wasn't as wide as it should be, and I didn't realise this error, and I carried on doing the footpath like wrong. And then when I got like later on into the building of the map, I actually realised that one of the streets was 5 wide, and then some of them wasn't 5 wide. So when I did the streets which weren't 5 wide, they were 4 wide. I just carried on thinking they were 4 wide, and then when I went to the streets what were 5 wide, I forgot about the other streets being 4 wide, and I didn't realise. And I then carried on making so much of the city with footpaths 5 wide, and then so much of the city with footpaths 4 wide and 3 wide. And then when it came to like just being over a year of building the map, I kind of got bored of it, because I didn't know how I was going to fix this error without knocking down buildings I didn't want to knock down, and extending streets, and there was like little things what didn't work out in the end. And because the map had got bigger, we were lacking on detail just to keep making it bigger, you know what I mean? Rather than detailing things, we were just building loads of basic stuff without actually like detailing it. Like we'd build a house, for example, but we wouldn't do the grass for the garden, and we'd say like, oh, we'll do that later, and then we'll build another house just so we could get like 10 houses done in one night to make the map bigger. But it's more about the detail than the size of the map. So I decided to start a new city, which is obviously this one, and thanks for subbing. And this one definitely looks better already. I still use the other map because I do a big role-playing series on it called Park Drive, but I don't necessarily really build on it anymore, because I don't really see the point, you know. I just use it for blowing up stuff, and yeah. Oh, way up there, I've just been tagged in an event for tomorrow night. Remember the old city? Yeah, I remember it, Jamie. You're on about Noble City. That one where you did the car park for the big shopping mall. Yeah, I have loads of cities, by the way, guys. When I say loads of cities, I mean like... You know, alright, I'm just going to invite my... We'll chat late. We'll carry on. I'll carry on streaming. But yeah, I do remember the old city, Jamie. That was a city and a half. It was a good city back then, and there's still some features in that city what I do like. We had a roundabout in that city, didn't we? But I never knew how to do the middle.
Middle? The middle?
Yeah.
I come into it and it goes elements and something and the other in the middle.
Yeah, I'm streaming. Okay.
Hey, what's new? Come on, what's new?
What do you mean, what's new?
So you always stream when I come into your party.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, yeah, that is really, you know. But yeah, I do remember that old city. Jamie, Ramsey. That was a good city. You and Wee Reese used to help on it. Well, if I'm honest with you, it was more you, because Reese didn't really know how to build on Minecraft, and he used to say, like, you used to ask Reese if he was joining, he'd be on GTA, and he'd be like, oh, but I don't know how to build anything, and then you'd be like, oh, well, you never play Minecraft, you're always on GTA, and then you used to sometimes get him on in the end. You remember Jabbo as well? I'm sure you remember Jabbo. Oh my days, Jamie. Do you remember that? Do you remember that Cam Packer? Remember that day in Noble City when we were building the when we were building that go-kart track, and he started arguing with you because you wanted to put something like iron bars outside the reception desk, like for the queue line, and he wanted to put a fence there instead, and then you two started having a row about it, and then he started telling you to get Alzheimer's, and then he said something about your nan, didn't he? And then he had a massive paddy with me because I sided with you. That was so funny. Like looking back at it now, like why did Cam Packer cause an argument over a fence and an iron bar? Oh, that was... He got so angry because he thought a fence should be there and you thought an iron bar should go there or something. Oh, that was... And then I sorted stuff out with him, but he still wouldn't be alright with you for ages, like. Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Kelly. Caravan gets ripped to bits here.
Alright, let's get some bone mealing and dealing and wheeling. You know what, this highway is so annoying to extend. Like, just, you know, because obviously before I start this service station, I want to take it, like, a little bit far so it's not too close to all the, like, turn-ins for Grovewood. But it's so awkward to extend. Oh, and it looks like my dinner has been called. A bit earlier today, actually. We've been having it nearer 5 just lately, so I wasn't actually expecting it to be ready yet. We're meant to be having spicy chicken, but I'm not a big lover of spicy food, if I'm honest with you. Like, I can eat it to an extent, but I can't have, like, really spicy stuff. So we'll have to see how it goes. Levers on the world. Yeah, okay. I think I'll try that for once. Right, you've got all the permit. Well, actually, no one's going to join because I'm appearing offline. So, if there's any griefing done, which I highly doubt there will be because I've trusted you for like 2 years, then it's you. But there probably won't be. And if Ant wants to join, which he might do, he might not, I'll send him an invite anyway. And Ant can keep an eye out. And I'm going to end the stream. And I'll see you after.